So, where last we left the Tree of Ravens, we found ourselves in some hot water in Torlay and decided to take that hot water onto the water. Escaping Torlay and the overarching reach of the guards who were trying to arrest you and send you back to Belfont, you escaped on a fisherman's trolley. A fisherman's ship, and sailed across the sea to the lovely land of Gildan. There are some things I wanted to butter up before we actually make it to Gildan. To catch Mama up, because she wasn't here and she didn't make it to this part of the video. While we were on the sea, there had became a conversation that had happened between Karrith and Razzik about the hostage-taking and behavior. That conversation had eventually become heated, at which point in time, the yelling had begun, and both of them were basically like to their own corners of the ship. And Karrith had went downstairs to kind of recollect himself, and I had Nyphix go down and just say a few passing words. If Death and Nate want to elaborate more on that scene. And then if Mama, if you want to go back to that scene to say more things as Nyphix that you may have said in that moment, we'll cut to there before we jump into the session as a whole.
Okay.
I'll leave it to Nate to recap the scene, though, because Death notoriously says that he has bad memory.
Death is normally blazed. However, I'm not right now, and I wasn't last week, so I remember exactly what happened.
Hot.
Last week, or do you mean 2 weeks ago?
Whatever. Potato. I remember exactly what happened. Apparently, my methods were called into question, which I said in no uncertain fucking terms. My methods are my methods, and if you don't like them, that's your fucking choice. But you're not going to sit there and question me. I'll do whatever I have to do.
Yeah, that pretty much summed it up. Because I think at that point, I think Karrith more just spoke on the thing, we already are in a situation of trying to have them understand we're being prosecuted incorrectly, and now just seeing that it's putting more reputation in that they may be right to hang us. But I think you said something about having to get us out of there at one point, and I was going, but we didn't have to go that method. And then, just like you right there, that's where I just kind of went into silence and was to the other side of the boat.
And for clarification purposes, you stepped off the wagon and were immediately struck down. So, yes, I did have to go there. It's not like they didn't shoot first. They did.
Right.
So.
And I think Karrith then, that response was, at least the arrows were in me and not you guys. I was the one that was being hit.
Maybe you can ask your worms if they like arrows, and then they'll, help you out with arrows in the future.
Is this in character or player to player?
It's over.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was if we're gonna go back into that scene, I don't mind. But I was is that character or player?
Oh, no. That's just me making a snide comment.
Okay, cool.
Although I was joking.
Because I was I completely got...
Making a snide comment. No.
I was joking with Mama about that, because Mama messaged me and she goes, "You fucking destroyed Nate." And I was like, it was a lot of 20s. He stepped off the wagon and got blasted with a shotgun. It was really fucking bad.
Yep. It could have gone worse. I think that just set the direction we needed to go. The dice like to tell a story.
I'm just saying, you made it 5 feet and died.
Mm-hmm.
And Nyphix couldn't heal, you'd still be there on the ground.
The dice like to tell a story. He's got a gun!
Sometimes.
Don't worry, guys. I got a plan.
Yeah, that's fine.
During the conversation between Karrith and Nyphix, I had spoke on basically Nyphix kind of being like, for clarity, I don't agree with his methods either. Just so you know, you're not alone up there. And that's kind of where I left it, was like, hey, you're not alone in how you feel. And do you want to talk about this? And I just kind of shut it down so that like you guys can have the conversation now if you'd like.
Right. Practically like camera away in case more happened.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely have the conversation now. I mean, it's kind of been leading up to that a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it, but you won't win.
Well, the conversation's on Karrith and Nyphix. It's below deck.
Oh, that conversation. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already let you.
My conversation. I'm like, you can't.
Yeah, you're in my conversation. That's set in stone.
Yeah.
You're currently on the front of the boat, Titanic style. But all right.
Front of the boat, wishing like the Titanic, we struck an iceberg and we all fucking died because it'd be simpler than what's going on.
All right. So with that, Nyphix, you have joined Karrith in his room, knocked on the door, and asked if you can come in and talk. Karrith has invited you in. He is very much looking like he's having some thoughts about directions after we get to Gildan and what next steps will be for him. And with that, the scene sprawls out in front of you. What would you two like to do?
Well, I'm gonna walk in the room, and I guess I'm gonna just take a seat for the most part and just kind of ask him if he has a minute to kind of discuss the past week of just the way that things have gone.
Karrith is gonna sit there for a moment, more like hands on his hips as he just kind of paces a little bit off in the corner, and responds with, I guess it depends on how far the past you want to go.
Let's go back to our infection. The original one.
The one on the streetway?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you want to know? What do you want to talk about?
That's where this party split. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
I can't quite say you're right either. To me, that situation, that made us dead birds on the ground that moment. And at this point, I feel like we're just pecking each other apart. Sure, it could be because of that. But I feel like it just put the sun on high on a situation that was far darker than we expected. I wouldn't have stopped myself trying to save you, what you had to do against Neil.
Well, I will say I wouldn't have expected anything less at this point. But I can't say much about the rest of the party. Especially what happened back there just now.
I felt like we held an oath, Nyphix. Our lives before anyone else's. The moment he grabbed her and did what he did, especially with the infliction we're dealing with. That's irrefutably barbaric. The worms didn't tear us apart.
No, but it definitely brought some things to light that were already there.
Yeah.
You know, being a raven, putting all that aside, a war priest alone, the way that I was brought up, none of that or this is okay. Using other people like that, harming other people, that we can't do that. We could never do that. And if that's the path that this party thinks that we need to go down, I refuse to stand by and let it happen. Not again.
Duality, I DM'd you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to
I
let you
fear
know
it's-
this now, that if we're ever put into that situation again, I will act.
It'll be beyond words, Nyphix. There shouldn't ever be another time.
Nyphix will stand up and just kind of look to Karrith and say, but there's gonna be. And you and I know it.
Then just don't stand in my way if I have to do what I do.
Oh. I won't be in your way.
I feel tired. For the first time ever.
You and me both. And she'll walk out.
All right. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do before I pull the boat into Gildan?
I
Actually,
think that's good for me.
Nyphix is actually gonna go find Eelix. Mm-hmm.
You'll and where did she find you, Eelix?
Huh. Probably somewhere on the upper deck, off on my own little world area. Away from everybody else. It's kind of doing my own thing. Maybe reading up on the area that we're going into or reviewing old notes because it's gonna be time for another face change and definitely a wardrobe change as well.
All right. And as you are sitting there prepping and getting some work done so that you can assume your new identity as you enter into Gildan, you will see Nyphix approaching you from under the dock and coming back to the rear of the boat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Alrighty. As I approach him, obviously, knowing the fact that I'm infected, I'm not going to get horribly too close.
Yeah, you keep those worms to yourself.
One of us.
Yeah. Come here.
God, could you imagine Eelix with worms and the awfulness that he would bring to everything?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Your face would never stay the same.
No.
Actually, I have something for if Felix gets worms. So,
Well, let's not let that happen then.
It would be a Charlie Sheen level event.
Anyways,
Fucking target
He's-
wood.
he's gonna walk up and just kind of lean against the wall and go, Eelix, you got a moment?
I got several. I'm going to put my book down or whatever my notes are in at the moment. Probably like one of those small little like leather-bound journals.
I need your take on what happened back there. And you know what I mean.
Why does everybody always come for my opinion? Simply put,
I haven't just come to you.
well, simply put, everybody got out and everybody's alive. That's the end result of the thing, which is pretty important in the grand scheme of things. Nobody wants to be still back there and laying on the ground or in a jail cell getting ready to be roped.
So we've turned ourselves into common bandits.
Well, you should also know that's not the direction that I would have taken. It's a little too flashy, a little too in your face, and a little too rememberable as far as a path for me. So, yeah, no, I don't exactly agree with the methodology that was used. But the end result is, in this case, something that you can't really completely ignore. Again, not the path I would have chosen, too flashy. They're going to remember that shit. That's not something you can just walk away from and they'll forget about in a week. This isn't, you stole their keys and they forgot where they put it and they thought that you did it and, you did, but they can't prove it. I mean, who knows? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. They're going to remember this. Names are attached, posters are out, and those posters are never going to get taken down or anything. They're just going to keep going up in price. So, complete botched plan. But what was the other choice? Would you have preferred to end up in the gallows because we didn't take some kind of definitive crazy action?
So, I don't know if you noticed, but there were no gallows.
And why was that? Was that because we didn't get caught? Or was it because they weren't actually going to be there?
They weren't planning to keep me, Eelix.
Well, like I said, it's not the path I would have chosen. I had a different plan. I thought my plan to get everybody in and out was pretty damn good. It's just, man, once I put a plan together to get people out, everybody just kind of goes off the script and decides that, a more loud, flashy approach is a better one. Again, I don't agree with the whole thing that went down. That's not the path I would have taken. But I do not want to end up in a jail cell again.
So I guess here's my ultimate question. Would you allow it to happen again if it gave you the same result?
I think a better question would be, would I be around after it happened again for you to ask me that question?
That's a good question.
Let me ask you
I
this one.
guess.
Would you have preferred to get arrested again after we got out?
Well, let me put it this way. When I broke out of that jail cell down below, had I come across another guard on the way out, I would have given myself up. Because I knew there was a high chance they were taking me somewhere else.
And did you know where that somewhere else was going to be?
There were several different places.
Right. And how was everybody else going to figure out where that other place was going to be? And what was going to be the absolute end result when you got to the other place?
My more worry was figuring out who and what caused this. We are ravens after all.
I more like were at this point. That's a name that, honestly, the more we cling to and run around with, it brings nothing but trouble.
It's not the name. It's what we stood by. And you know that, Eelix. How long have we been? How long
You can attach
were we with Captain Vickers?
What I'm saying is, toss the name aside. Yes, the morals, the ethics. Yeah, those
The
are
lost
good things.
morals and ethics now.
There was one transgression, major transgression, but nonetheless, it's been one. And after that, you also have to think nobody knew exactly what was going to happen should you have gotten carted away at the end of that day. Were we going to be able to find you again? Were we not? And were you going to end, or the rest of us going to end up back on a gallows again? Unknowns. But again, is it the way I would have done it? No. You should know that by now. That's way too flashy, way too memorable for me. Not the way I would do it. But I'm also not going to end up in a jail cell again. If you're looking for me to tell you, let me ask the question more directly, because I think you want to ask, was it wrong to take hostages?
That's not what I need to know.
It sounds like the question you actually want to ask, though.
Actually, all the answers you gave me the answer I needed. So, in the end.
In the end, yeah. He's going to actually chuckle just a little bit.
Let's just say that you've been worried that Karrith or I would get you infected. It won't be us that infects you, Eelix. And Nyphix will walk away.
Cool. You're so lucky I'm not hearing that fucking conversation. I will rip your fucking feathers out.
Someone's violent today.
I woke up and chose violence today.
Oh, I'm going to go back to read. As she walks away, I'm just not going to pay it any mind whatsoever. I'm just going to go right back to my reading, prepping for landing. The honest thing is, it's, what he's thinking is like, yeah, it's not the way I would have handled things, but people should be grateful they're not sitting in a jail cell right now, but also really pissed off that there's not really
Oh,
any
you're
repairing. What?
Your dog's eating your shit.
Oh, excuse you. He's thinking, was it the right way to handle things? No, because now, like, there's really no repairing that damage, and that sucks. Like, we're pretty much barred from ever going into that area again. And if they know who I am, what I'm capable of, they'll probably have people, like, out there able to suss out somebody who disguises even magically. So I'm screwed there. Not the right method to use at all, but at the same time, not in jail, not being carted off to some secret prison somewhere.
Or
Probably wondering why people aren't just a little more grateful not to be in jail. But also, man, am I going to have to handle somebody who's taking hostages again? Because that's not how I want to handle things and have my name associated to. It's hostage taking. I'm better than that. I'm way better than that.
Essentially, the ends don't justify the means, but the result was desirable.
Yeah, the end result of not being in jail, 100% desirable. The ends do not justify the means in this case, although, barring any other option, couldn't take it completely off the table. But
although I will point out that during that altercation, I think Nyphix was awake when Razzik threatened her life and said, "I will kill this bitch if you guys don't, stop chasing us." And Eelix turned to him and went, "You're not killing anybody."
Yeah.
And made a stand in the dirt with that. Like, you're not doing that. So Nyphix would have heard it, but who knows, with all the commotion, Karrith going down, and everything exploding at the time, what would have ended up happening.
Yeah, because she did run halfway to the wagon then to heal me, and it healed a couple of the people dependent on that mass healing she did.
1 second.
So yeah, I can see that she would have just been far enough that the commotion, people yelling, stuff going on, probably would have been like slight off to hear whatever was said between, but I'm sure it would have caught attention as soon as the hostage was involved.
All right. Parkour.
So it looked like parkour. Good job, Duality.
I can do it still. Okay. Anyway, I'm not that old.
I would have left that couch and went, "My nuts, my back, my sack," and hit.
And then just fall.
I hit the ground. I'm like, why did I do that?
I twisted all my ankles.
Oh, man. I coughed weird, and now my back hurts.
Oh, I stepped off the left side of the bed. My left nut's going to hang lower today.
I have to even that out, take a nap later.
We're going to deal with that all day at work.
All right, so once again, I pose the question. Am I pulling the ship into Zildan, or does anything else want to happen on the ship before we get there?
No. I'm good.
No.
All right.
I think right now he's still just like barely nodding off, but it's always like coming back to just because he can't even think about being on the boat. He just needs to be out of it before he can actually rest or anything.
I will alert you to something on that one.
Okay.
When you nod off, there is something that you're seeing. You know how sometimes you're not asleep, but you are now starting to dream regardless that you're not asleep?
Yeah.
And every time that little dent in reality happens, a little pivot between this realm and the realm of sleep, you'll see a slit. It's about 4 to 5 feet in length going up and down. And there seems to just be stardust falling out of it, very slowly cascading. And the more that you drift into the sleep, the more that it opens, almost like the Eye of Sauron.
Okay.
With more dust falling out of it. But unfortunately, sleep doesn't catch you fully, so you won't realize it entirely. I will also now talk about the siren event, because I don't think Mama got to there as well. We ran into what we presume are sirens. We heard a song on the winds, and trying to listen in to find out what it was, we heard something calling out in a very sonorous tone, "Help us." And upon kind of realizing that whatever it is probably more dangerous to us than we're going to be helpful to it, we started plugging our ears. The fisherman gave us beeswax to put in our ears to drown out the noise. And upon driving by it, we saw a ship that was wrecked and was broken to pieces on the rocks. We chose to drive past it to get to Gildan as fast as possible, because we were assuming that bullshit be in that water. And at the moment, with how tensions are currently rising, we didn't want to deal with more bullshit. But now, let us change music once more. I felt a cat, and I was like, how the hell did a cat get in? I literally barricaded the door. The fishing boat pulls into Gildan. And as it does, you will see these palisade walls made of marbled jade. These standing earth elemental centurions that are patrolling the town. You will see that the person who is greeting you as you're getting off the boat is a type of genasi. There's two of them. They're both men. Their hair is kind of red and fiery. They have little dots that resemble diamonds in their head and seals that come off and down the side of their face. They greet you as you're coming in, and they ask, are you here for business or tourism? Are you staying? What's your journey? And as they're talking to you and giving these questions through, you will see other elementals kind of moving throughout the town. And Gildan itself is massive. And one of the biggest parts of it is the castle itself, a red and golden palace that takes up about half of the size of the city itself. It's got stairwells and ramps that go all around it, very much imitating the iconic design of a dragon, as these pathways kind of wave and marble, and you'll see the sides of the pathways have these little spines that go up them. Upon you guys saying that you're here for business, you're not sure how long you're staying, you're asked for your passports, if you have any identification, and realizing, well, we were in jail, all of our shit got stolen. So, no, we don't. You were informed to speak to Armand and talk to him, and he'll be able to point you in the right direction to get you started on work and to try and get you guys acclimated to the town. He showed past the gate where you'll find Armand. He sits inside of essentially a guild hall. You'll see that outside of the guild hall, there are these chimeric creatures. They have giant lion heads, griffin-type bodies, and serpentine tails that split into three. And they seem to be protecting and guarding the building. And the four of you are invited in. There are no handshakes exchanged. They greet you with a bow. And you proceed to wander into this village with only the items that you have managed to ascertain so far. What would you guys like to do?
Get new identification.
I missed what you said. What?
Get new identification.
So, are you looking for like a forgery place, like something to forge an identification for you?
No, when we originally got off the boat, you said there was a place that could issue us new identification.
A place that can get you set up. Yeah, a place that can get you set up, which is with Armand.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you're. Yeah.
That guy. Let's go talk to that guy. Get new identification.
All right. You wander over to this building, and as you do, you'll see atop of the building there is a sign, a very decored out and burned into the wood. It just simply says Chimera. As you open up the door, you see a rowdy tavern just like any other you have ever stepped in. Guild members dressed in red silks and white pants sit there and drink of booze and ale. Some of them are practicing fighting in pits as they go about. And you will see a man, bronze of skin. He's got a bald head. And you'll see on his head, he has also those stylized markings and the diamond mark as well. As he turns around, some of his teeth on the bottom and top are sharpened. And he looks at you all. He goes, "Ah, new members. Welcome, welcome. You're looking to join the Chimera? Look like foreigners. Where are you from?"
Far away, bud. Far away. We're just looking for some new identification as we don't have any.
I see, I see. Well, you'll find a name isn't as worth as much as deeds around here. We can set you up with some jobs, get you known, get you set in what you're doing. Shouldn't be too hard to get your names out there and around. As far as it's concerned, we will need names to set you up. And we'll happily welcome you into the guild, granted if you don't have any other prior reservations. And you'll recognize prior reservations as in you're not a member of another guild or mercenary group. But
that would be excellent. Thank you.
All right. And you'll watch as he heads into the back, and there's a woman who comes up to the counter as well. She takes the place and pulls out an orb from underneath the counter. She also has brown skin and blonde hair that stretches all the way down to her back. Her red robes go all the way down to the floor, obscuring her pants, but she's got jewelry on every single hand, on every single finger of her hand. She puts the orb on the table in front of you with a bit of a thock into a socket that sits on the table. She goes, "So you're looking for a mission? Is there anything in particular that would suit your fancies? There are hunting missions, gathering missions. We have some items that may be stolen that you can recover. Have you worked together before?"
Yes, we work together.
Good.
Oh, sorry, good. What was you saying, sweet mama?
I was just gonna clarify that he was talking about us, but you did that.
Oh, okay.
So you're good.
So what suits your fancy to get your whistles wet? Well, I'm on to get your paperwork.
I think I can go with the gathering.
All right. Do you all agree?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch anything Nate said. I heard the word gathering, but nothing else.
That he can go with the gathering. Like gathering ingredients or getting something.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And with that, Armand is going to come out with a bit of paperwork, basically assigning whatever names that you would like to go by while you're here. That will get passed around the town. And these will be the names that you're known as while you're here. You could use your names that you currently have, Karrith, Eelix, Razzik, and Nyphix. Or while you're in Jildan, you can assign yourselves new names that you will be known by.
I shall be Longrod von Hugendong. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to go by Eelix.
I just was imagining the whole writing down. It's like, is that an H after?
I'm not 13.
My name is Octavius Crowheart.
Good to know. And you, she points at Karrith,
Karrith.
And what about you?
We'll go by Nyphix.
All right. And with that, you'll watch as Armand comes back out, and he will set the papers in front of you to start assigning you guys as members of Chimera and getting you set up for these jobs. While you're standing up your papers and getting all squared away, he's going to take a look at the orb and run his hand over top of it. I feel a good gathering job, since you're looking for one, would be to help out our elemental supplies. There's some elemental fauna that we are looking curiously into getting. Unfortunately, it happened to be gathered up by some rune bears. Rune bears are typically very docile. However, when they find something that they wish to claim as their own, they protect it rather intensely. This fauna, as he rolls his hand over the orb itself, you'll see a plant, and as it blooms, you'll see little wisps start to come out of it. It is a useful ingredient in making elemental resistance potions. These potions, in particular, help a lot of our young as they're coming into their powers, as they're gaining close resemblance with the elemental abilities. Consuming this flower helps out in controlling and mitigating damage and also assisting with concentration. So you can understand why it's imperative that we try to reclaim these flowers. We're currently in the season of air. So these plants are going to be air-based. And if I know anything about Baroon bears, they might have eaten some already. Be careful of their claws. They will have absorbed the magic.
All right.
He'll gather up the paperwork, and you'll watch as he files it underneath the table, but he looks curiously at all 4 pages, and then looks back up at you guys, and then he just kind of smiles for a minute, puts it away. Do you need any weapons, supplies, before you head out? I can offer anything of a modest proportion. Rather not give new fledgling members a +1 sword if you catch me. But I can provide you with weapons and armament as they needed.
If you have any arcane scrolls that you might part with, I would be very interested.
I could probably give you 1 or 2 level 1s.
Yeah, that would be fine.
What about the rest of you? Are those clubs and nails going to suit you for your mission?
If you have a simple dagger or 2, I could take that.
I'm gonna go for some bolt ammunition for my crossbow, but also just maybe a couple changes of clothes.
Clothes we can provide. We have many different styles here, but I would suggest grabbing something light and easier to move in.
Yeah, something serviceable, not flashy, just, you know, something easy to maintain and take care of while I'm here.
Death, he's going to give you a scroll of Endure Elements. And roll me a D100.
$83.
All right. And the second scroll he's going to give you is a scroll of Shocking Grasp.
Hmm.
With that, Eelix, you will gain 2 sets of plain Gildan clothes.
Okay.
One outfit is red, as per the customary colors of the Chimeran Guild, as well as for the town itself, and the other is green. You'll gain yourself a satchel of bolts or two, and Sweet Mama, you'll grab yourself 2 daggers, Nyphix. And he looks at Karrith and goes, "Do you not need anything?"
How much if I were going for that longsword +1 that you were talking about?
+1 sword. I think I could part for it for about 1,000.
All right. What about a simple longsword then?
A longsword I would give you for free.
Okay, then I will deal with that.
He kind of eyes you up for a minute, Karrith. And you'll watch this kind of glimmer in his eye. And as he has this moment, he pulls a longsword out. It has a standard handle that is just a hilt and the pommel, but it is made entirely of bronze. And you'll notice that the blade itself is very meticulously worked and is very heavily engraved. The grooves of this sword, what you would normally refer to as the blood grooves to make the blade slide through targets easier, have almost a DNA spiraling design upon them. And then have little lippets that go up the side and to the tip of the blade itself. It is much more ornate than the daggers that Nyphix were given. And if you want to roll an appraisal...
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Did he, like, put this up there, like, on a scabbard, or is this just, like, a simple sword that was just, like, put up there?
He put up the sword first, and he is gathering a scabbard that would be fitting for the sword.
I see. Oops. There we go.
Also, if
18.
you have a crossbow that you'd be willing to sell with some arrows, I'd be interested in that as well.
He will pass a crossbow and some bolts over to you. It is just a light crossbow. But, Karrith, you're good with your blades. That's a masterwork sword. And when he comes back, he brings...
Okay, Darth Vader. When he comes back, he's like, "I have this Darth Vader mask."
But he brings out a sheath that does not fit to the sword. It is a simple wooden plank with 2 hooks that come up that will grab the hilt as you put it onto your back, leaving the blade completely exposed.
Okay. So on that appraisal, I realize this is a weapon of deeply craft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to pull the gold from my pocket. It's only 617 I have on me, and I put that up on the table.
You asked for the price of a +1 sword. That's not a +1 sword.
I have no need for the gold currently.
Keep it.
I
Bitch. There's a look in your eye. A familiar one. Much like that weapon. You find yourself intricate, complex. And much like that sheath, unbalanced. When one learns to respect the weapon that they hold, one learns to respect themselves as well. Understand what they are worth. Protect it, and it'll protect you.
Your kindness won't be forgotten. And I take the longsword.
Now, you want to go north out of town. It wouldn't be more than a half a day's journey. The rune bears sit deep within inside of the rune-set forest. You'll notice that you are where you need to be by the gemstones that sit in the tree. Those gemstones are wards. Ensure that they are lit. If the wards aren't lit, you are not safe. Normal flora and fauna can walk in and out of those woods as they please. When the gemstones aren't lit, it means there was a rupture in the barrier. And that means other things can get in. What I've given you here today will not fight those other things. If you need to relight the barrier, simply touch your hands to the stone and donate a fragment of magic. It doesn't matter how little. It just matters the care in putting said magic in.
Understood.
Farewell and good journeys. I wish for you the best.
Thank you, Armand.
And is there anything else you guys would like to do before we begin moving scenes? Also, Nate, are you familiar with masterwork weapons?
I am not.
Masterwork weapons, nothing too crazy about them. They give a +1 to your attack roll. That's it.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
a weapon needs to be masterworked before it can be enchanted. So a normal-ass weapon that you pulled out of a foundry, that can't be enchanted. A masterwork weapon can.
Okay. Cool.
I will take it by the quiet that there's nothing you want or need before we leave now.
I think Karrith is ready.
Also, potions are always helpful. They do have potions.
They have potions?
They don't have them in the Chimera, but they have potion shops where you can buy salves and ointments, poisons. That's your flavor.
Could you point us in that direction, please?
All right. You will find yourself outside of the Silver Tonic relatively easily. And inside, you will see sitting behind the counter, there is a water elemental, medium size, and absorbing into a humanoid shape. As you wander through, you will hear a bubbly, "Welcome! What can I help you find today?"
Hello. I'm looking for healing potions primarily, but if you have anything that would do significant cold damage, I would be extremely interested as well.
Oh, well, I do have a batch of liquid ice, if that's what you're interested in. It deals a moderate amount of cold damage.
How many do you have and how much per each one?
Each one is roughly 40 gold pieces, and I happen to have about 8 on stock. As for healing potions, they are 50 gold apiece. If you want a light one.
I will take 4 of each.
And
I'm up to 2 because my math is not good right now.
4 of each would be 400 gold pieces, I believe.
So, thank you. Appreciate your help.
Yep, I was right. And then there's also Cure Moderate, 2d8 plus 3, and that is 300 gold pieces.
I'll put the 300 up on there.
And you'll watch as she takes and absorbs the entire potion in her hand, puts on the counter, and just something dumb, but I always am absolutely enjoyed that Pathfinder has this. You'll see there is currently a sale on Wismuth Salax.
What?
What?
Wismuth Salix.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, no.
Pepto-Bismol in Pathfinder.
Ah,
I figured. I was either thinking that or an laxative.
But they actually have Pepto-Bismol in fucking Pathfinder. I always enjoy that.
That's awesome.
What caster level are these Cure Light Wounds potions?
Just regular. Level 1s.
Okay.
This pink liquid has a horrible chalky taste, but it is quite effective at counteracting nausea, indigestion, and diarrhea.
I actually like the taste of Pepto-Bismol.
gross.
Yeah, I'm one of those weird ones too.
I bet you like the taste of Jägermeister.
Yeah.
I mean, if you drink it fast enough, yeah. All right. And with that, you all will proceed out of town. There is nothing more to do.
All right.
And soon, heading north, you've probably been traveling for about maybe 30 minutes to an hour. And as you do, you begin to see these beautiful, almost red oak trees. And beset in these red oak trees, you will see these glowing citrons. They are almost like an amber type gem. They sit on four sides of the tree, pointing to each of the four cardinal directions. And you can tell by the warping of the bark that these gems move as the poles change in the world. So they will always point north, south, east, and west. Now, unfortunately, you can't tell direction by these. You can get a general idea, but there's not a north stone is bigger than a south stone. They are all roughly the same size, unfortunately. I have an intruder. 1 second.
Stop! You violated the law.
Come on. Let's go. You coming in too? I'm shutting the door. Yeah, it's either you're in or you're out. All right, you're out. You can't join my cool club. Little assholes. I'm closing the door because my wife is watching Teen Titans, and if you don't know it's Teen Titans, it sounds like porn.
Yeah. It's always a safe bet.
So it's Teen Titans Go.
No, it's the original.
Oh.
But
Yeah, the real true one.
they were fighting against Terra, and all I heard was moaning, and I was just like...
Yep.
Ah, the sounds of demonetization.
Right.
But, all right. So, with that, I'm going to give us a roll or two.
Okay.
Oh, fucking right back at you, Duality.
What?
You rolled a d4 on me and scored a 4 yesterday. I rolled a 4 guys and scored a 4 today.
Hey man, Foundry's fair.
Is it okay if I roll perception?
Sure.
Okay. I'm more just like looking at this tree and trying.
And
That's gonna
seeing
just be a
just a tree.
+9. Yeah, it's just a tree. Is this a tree? So that's just gonna be 17 with my +9.
Okay. So there will be a few things that you will notice. Number one, for the most part, this tree looks like every other tree you would ever see in the world. except for its odd colorings. That heavy red hue of the bark offsets the vibrant green of the tree. And if that wasn't enough, you do feel a breeze come by and plucks one of the leaves off the tree. And as it does, the leaf itself disintegrates and turns into air. Just literally a wisp as it goes by. The ground itself, you take note, is relatively unlittered. Although you will see scorch marks as the prior season was fire. And what's more, you will hear noises in the woods. Just the simple sounds of animals moving around. And most specifically, the telltale sign of bears. And you hear the moo.
Do I sense the direction that is?
As you take a look past the tree line, you will see the fauna that they were talking about. These flowers growing in random spurts and spots. Some of them have been plucked off. And the bears seem to be distant and off to the left, but slowly approaching, at least the one or two that you heard.
Okay. So I turn around and I go, like, those bears are near. Just be careful.
That was not the assets I was looking to fix. There we go. Cool. Add. Not mean to click off. How do you have a D&D world, but you don't have a forest map?
That's a fair question.
We'll use a meadow. I'm not about it. All right. Get our people on the table here.
Okay.
Also, I really want to find out if there is a way how I can make it so the font of this is 36 to start. I always find 24 hard to read where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Here we go. All right.
Octavius.
Hmm.
All right. And then too big.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna grab a beer
All
The
right.
mother of fauna.
because beer is good.
He's grabbing Jägermeister. All right. And then bop, 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 bop. Cool. Sick.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm back.
So
Welcome back.
Yes, yes.
you take a look at a note that you were given by the guild before you had gotten here, and it tells you about the proper ways how to extract this flower. a subtle digging around in the dirt, making sure to break up as much as possible, and to just simply upheave the whole plant. And as you look around, there's about 9 plants in this general vicinity, which is more than enough for the area. And of course, one bear who's just kind of currently sleeping, while the 3 others are potentially approaching. At what speed, we do not know.
Okay.
The rune bear, as you notice it, is a dark brown bear, and where it would normally have like a and claws on its front hands, it's actually just glass that comes up all the way across their paws. And you'll see like tips are kind of dotted in honey and have like residue on it from what they've been eating. And what's more is because they were eating these flowers, those gemstones have jagged, not the gemstones, they were eating the flowers they were eating. The rocks have jagged little peaks on them that look like wisps of wind coming off of those clawed talons. You'll also notice that the bears have gemstones for eyes too. The gemstones themselves are pure white because of the flowers that they were eating. What would you guys like to do?
I personally want to put it to the team that do you think it would be best that we'd be sneaky and try to get the flowers we can reach before involving ourselves with any of them up in the north side here?
I would like to avoid conflicts.
Okay.
Very much so.
Do you think you might have anything that if they do push up upon us that we could alleviate any situation from them being aggressive?
Me?
Just a thought.
No.
I mean, I could calm emotions if they get agitated.
Okay. What about you, Razzik?
Oh, don't you worry about me. I'll be fine.
I was asking what we could potentially
I
work
know what you were
together.
asking. I heard you just fine.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Do you want us to roll initiative for this, or just?
You know what? I think I'll take that. That's a fair idea given everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm. So that everything has like some kind of movement.
You want to sleep?
I'll go.
Good night. I love you.
Is that a baby bear over there?
That is an initiative token. So
okay. It's like, you're gonna make me feel bad. That's a baby bear over there. I'm not gonna do anything.
Baby bears are delicious.
I got a 17 initiative.
Okay. I got just a 12.
All right.
For the love of Jesus.
It's probably best for us to go a little later. Not gonna lie. Just so that we understand what they're doing.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that! Speaking
need
of which,
balance.
best of luck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where Nyphix taketh away, Eelix giveth.
Right. So that's a 20 plus a 8 for a 28.
All right, and Nyphix
Damn.
4 plus what, bud?
1.
5.
It's
Okay.
a wasted initiative on me with what I'm gonna do.
All right. Just so that we're aware, the white spots are the flowers, the brown spots are trees, and the boards are bears because they don't have bear tokens in here, and I'm lazy.
The boars are bears.
All good.
Okay, so there's
Yes.
one bear.
So instead of O's, there's E's.
So I see a bear. A bear.
Yep.
Yeah.
The ones that are off the map on the left are bears that are approaching, but they are not here yet.
The cocaine was in the bear.
And the other one was sleeping, correct?
Yep. It is sleeping next to a flower that is currently sniffing while it sleeps.
Okay.
The money was in the bear.
I believe we act quickly and get to the white dots as fast as we can. That'll give us the best outcome. When the other bears come in, we move out, wait for them to leave, go back in, get what we need to do.
Okay.
I will start here. I'm gonna move quietly as
It's
I
Eelix's
can.
turn first.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. And we're supposed to be helping this Octavius dude, right? Oh, they just moved.
No, Octavius is Razzik.
Oh.
That was the name he went under.
Oh, that's right. God. Screwing with me.
There you go.
All right, well,
Which,
I...
You guys all know that Octavius is his middle name.
Where is my thing? Here we go. Super Mario over here. Yes. So I'm gonna like move up behind this tree. I'm gonna stalk my way over to these flowers that are going to be out of view.
Okay.
All right.
Eyes, I'm not gonna get attention of the bears.
All right. Razzik, you are up.
15, 20, 25, 30. That would put me like right next to the thing.
Yep.
And I will harvest the flower.
Make a survival check or knowledge nature. You can use both.
But okay, I'll make the knowledge nature then.
Okay.
25.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. You will take your turn and you will pick that flower up on your turn. With that, the bears! We'll do this. All right. Nothing yet.
Okay.
Karrith, you are up.
All right.
Also, Razzik, as you pick up this flower, you will note the power that is coming off of this. It almost radiates through your hands, but it stops at your palms.
Is this something I could use in well casting?
That would be a knowledge arcana check, but we'll hit that next turn.
Fair enough.
All right.
I'm just gonna roll stealth on that because I'm just trying to get up around the tree. I know I'm out in the open, so I'm more trying to stay low to the ground.
All right. And Nyphix. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just like trying to make sure what my stealth was. Okay, it's just +1, so it's just 16.
All right. Nyphix, you are up.
I guess for the most part, shit. Nyphix, I guess I'll move forward about 20 feet or so. That should be here. And I'm actually going to... I'm gonna hold action, but I want to prepare calm emotions, keeping an eye on the other bears in case they do start to get agitated. That way, and if they do, I can move forward to try to calm them.
All right. With spell ready, it's going to be Eelix's turn.
I am gonna go up here. Flower.
All right. Roll either a survival or a knowledge.
I'm sorry, you cut out that second one.
Knowledge, nature, or survival.
Knowledge, nature, or survival. All right, let me just double check. All right, so that's knowledge, nature, survival. Oh, we were definitely doing knowledge, nature. As a 14 plus a 5 for a 19.
All right. And at the end of your turn, you will harvest that flower as well. And the power of the flower just feels like cold wind on your hands. Like you can almost feel air in your palms.
Nice.
Really interesting.
All right. And Razzik, you are up.
I'm going to move as carefully and as stealthily as I can. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Pick the flower.
All right. Give me a stealth check because you are close to the bear.
Natural 17. I don't have stealth, but I do get a +4. That's a 21.
All right. And go ahead and roll a knowledge, nature, or survival to claim that flower.
Still 13.
So with that, as you're trying to claim this flower, there's going to be a free roll. All right. Okay. And roll a reflex saving throw.
Uh-oh.
15.
All right. So as you are sitting there trying to tool the flower, you trim just a little too much off the root, and it disturbs the plant. And as the plant starts to die, its petals curl inward, and it shoots a burst of air straight up. And you dodge back just in time to not get launched into the air.
Oh, shit. This is interesting. Thank God we didn't do it in fire season.
Yeah, they explode in fire season. However, you can roll me a knowledge arcane roll if you'd like.
I'd like. That's a 23.
23. So the way how these plants are designed, they naturally attune to the seasons of Gildan. So there's 5 different seasons that end up happening here. There is the season of air, the season of fire, the season of water, the season of wind, the season of earth, and the season of spirit. During these 5 seasons, the flowers will take on different forms. And these plants have a very interesting property to them. They are fauna, however, they're elementals in their own right. So if you were to say, hit it with a fire spell, it would absorb your fire spell and have a result. Whether it would detonate the flower, whether it would bloom petals of flame around it, and they also very much interact based on what season that they are in. So if you shoot fire during the water season at this thing, it's just going to extinguish the fire before it hits the water. It has an interaction effect. And because of the 5 seasons, each one has one that it's terrible against and one that it's really good against.
Okay. Because that would be interesting if it made like a steam or a vapor type of fog when that kind of stuff happens.
So, with that said,
that didn't actually answer my question.
What was your question?
My question was, can I use this as a source to draw the power out of it and empower my spells?
You could use it as an implement to cast upon to make things happen. So technically, yes.
Well, yeah, but for example, if I was going to cast Burning Hands, I got to throw a flower at you and then hit the flower with it? Like, that seems lame. But if I could draw the magic directly from the flower, much more useful.
Yeah, or you could point the flower and cast Burning Hands into the flower and see what happens.
I hope I don't
But
explode.
then again, we're trying to harvest these things, not use them.
Sure. That is 100% correct. I'm just curious about the abilities that it would, what exactly it would do, how it would change spells.
That would require experimentation, unfortunately. You can determine what it does or what it would interact and how it might interact, but it would require experimentation to discover further properties about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like there's your arcane check will give you theories, and then it's on you to test those theories. Very similar to your book. You had a theory how it worked, you used some tests on it, now you know how it works. And there's still things that you might even discover about that book. Requires more testing.
Cool.
But unfortunately with that and the burst of wind, our berry friend will begin to stir. And as he stands up, he will find himself distracted at first by this flower. That he will go over and begin sniffing it.
As he's distracted, I will lay on the ground flat.
All right. And then you'll watch as he's just nuzzling the flower. And then he takes a chomp out of it. And you see as he chomps it, from the stump of his arm, you'll see wind starting to generate inside that crystal. And it becomes its own cyclone inside the crystal.
Oh, shit.
And with that, it is now Karrith's turn.
Would I have to roll perception to see that bear stared away? Because I know I'm looking more towards Eelix.
Karrith always has his head on a swivel, so I'm not going to count that you saw that.
Okay.
I feel like Karrith and Nyphix are both on the watch, and they're taking looks. So I'm keeping a hold of that stealth check, and I'm keeping a hold of the perception check you made.
Okay. Understood.
Eelix, unfortunately, however, does not know bear because bear on the other side of tree.
Okay. Understandable.
LOS is blocked.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead in the midst walk up here. I'm gonna harshly whisper over to Eelix to be like, it sounds like the bear is on the move on that right side. And then hide up on the tree to try to get a better view of what's going on and potentially get to this flower, but I'll hold in place here.
All right. So you'll see that Razzik is on the ground. He hasn't been noticed yet. The bear just seems interested in waking up and having a morning meal. Something had disturbed him, but now he's just mourning as is.
Okay.
But Razzik is currently also pinned.
Yeah.
Sudden movements may anger bear or manage to get him out of there.
Okay. So I'll end my turn with kind of just preparing that if the bear starts making a move to do something to Razzik, I'm going to try to intervene.
All right. Noted on held action.
Hold up right now.
All right, Nyphix, you are up.
How tall are these trees?
Very. These trees easily reach about 20 to 25 feet in the air. And they begin blooming at about like 8 to 10 feet. So you guys are kind of sitting underneath a small canopy anytime. And they are deciduous trees, not coniferous.
Okay.
I love a good deciduous.
Love a good deciduous tree. Until you got to make it deciduous.
Things are important.
Deciduouses are important.
If you know what that word means, anyway. Don't. You're sitting there
It's a-
going,
Broadleaf tree.
yeah.
What is the distance? I don't know where the measuring stick is.
The measuring stick sits right between the eye drop and
There it is.
It looks like a triangle. If that
Whoa.
helps you.
Okay.
Also, this music is every ruins music in every RPG I've ever played, where it's just like, there's mystery here, but you also might have fucked up.
Right. All right. So seeing that bear is slowly waking up and is like not seen Razzik yet, or is getting ready to, Nyphix is going to hopefully stealthily I guess sneak up in front of the tree here. Kind of keeping more to a little bit to the backside so she can see around it, but hopefully not get seen. And use command on the bear to try to put it back to sleep.
Hmm. I don't know if that'll work.
I just have to say sleep.
Which of these?
I believe, I could be wrong here, but I believe they have to be able to understand the words you're saying for a command to take effect. Now, these may be really smart bears, though. We don't know.
Yeah, it's language dependent.
Command snooze.
Yeah.
He is correct. It is language dependent. They have to be able to understand the word that you're saying.
Oh!
Well, hold up.
Which I'm going to tell you that you'd know that because that's a favorite spell of yours. So I'm not going to
Yeah.
stick you to that. But don't let Reddit know. They'll think I'm railroad.
Oh God.
No, that's it. I'm telling Reddit everything right after this session.
Oh yeah, it does say right there, language dependent. I mean, they smash everything together in this one line.
Right. They're going to be like, oh, you were doing class protection for Eelix because Eelix is the sleep master general.
Oh God. Where is it? I had it in here. I was gonna use it earlier. Do I have to be able to see you? That would be the question, Karrith.
To see me?
Yeah. If I were to
mean,
use
I
if I
think
were to
you-
use muffle sound on 4 allies, I know Eelix is too far away from me, but I could use muffle sound on Razzik and Karrith and myself.
Does it just say within a 30-foot range or people you can see?
It just says close 35 feet.
Okay, then I don't know if that would say if you were if I was obstructed or anything, but you know I went around that tree.
Uh-huh.
You saw me go there before you went to where you went.
Yeah.
So
it gives
that's
a
up to you.
bonus on stealth checks for 4 minutes.
Yeah, so that would be up to you
So
to make that call if it would work.
All right, so what are you thinking?
I was thinking to help Razzik to be able to at least keep himself somewhat stealthy with this bear being awake. I could cast muffle sound on myself, Razzik, and Karrith, since we're all within 35 feet.
All right.
It gives us all bonus on stealth checks for 4 minutes. I'm just trying to figure out if it's counts on Karrith or not. Because it doesn't say it's dependent on sight, it just says...
Yeah, it's not site dependent, so it's just range.
Okay.
Okay, so then that should work.
All right, so you guys will have a +4 to your check.
I don't think... Yeah, because Eelix is too far away.
Yes, you said +4.
However, you also have a 20% chance of spell failure when casting spells with verbal components.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful.
Okay.
And it's 25 feet plus 5 feet for every 2 levels. You got 4, so it would be 35 feet. Eelix is not going to get tickled.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured. But out of all 4 of us that need help with stealth, the one that doesn't need it is probably Eelix.
You're probably right about that.
Bear's going to care if it hits Eelix. It's just a thought.
I don't think
All
the
right.
bear
Gonna
is
look at
going to hit me.
Yeah. It's gonna look at Eelix and go, "Oh look, another branch."
Don't move.
Eelix will just look like a hole in the ground in Looney Tunes, and the guy will be like, "Oh, better step over that."
Yep.
You're pissing too loud, boy. It sounds like you're frying chicken in there.
I say it, boy.
It's the middle of the goddamn night. What you doing? You gotta piss on the side of the toilet. Make it a stealth mission. All right.
Picking up the whole goddamn household.
Eelix,
Yo.
as Karrith warns you about the bear that is stirring, you glance up from what you're doing and see another bear has entered the chat.
Yes. Yes, I did. All right. Doot. That would suck. Going there. I want to go around the trees. All right.
Also, keep in mind, you can split move and fire, so you can move to the plant, cut the plants out, and then get behind a tree if possible, but that's on you if you want to.
I'm going to try that. So I'm going to try going here. Get this
Like,
plant.
I'm not terribly concerned about it. It's either you succeed in your mission or you go 30 feet in the air, you know?
Yeah. Right? All right, we're going to try this plant here. No sucking, no sucking. Hey, look at that. That's definitely not a
No
suck.
sucking.
That is an 18 plus a 5. So that's a 23.
All right.
And
And
then-
you get the flower out of the ground, and you now have a plant on you as well.
Yep.
2 plants for you.
Let's see. I was here.
No sucking, no sucking.
Yep. And I'm going to get back behind the tree over here.
Okay.
Somebody watching Netflix. All right. With that, it is Razzik's turn. Razzik, you have a bear sitting to your side who has nuzzled and consumed the flower. Actually, he'll consume the flower once it becomes his turn. Fully consuming it, that is. If you wish to move, I will need a stealth check from you.
And you do, and it's +4, right? That he got from Nyphix.
Yep, +4 from Nyphix.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look
Okay.
at the spell and see if it is allowed, if it requires
Hello.
Hello?
voice communication. It'll take a second.
Hello? Hello? Knock, knock.
Okay. So I'm gonna go for the stealth then. 16.
16.
Yeah.
All right. The bear.
I'm gonna stay low as well. And move there.
Let me give it a chance. All right. Because that was a meets. The bear had a 16 passive.
Meets it, beats it.
So the bear shall not notice you.
Sweet. Try to get this flower.
All right.
17.
And with that, you will collect the 4th flower.
Is that all we needed?
You need 1 more.
Okay.
And with that, it is now the bear's turn. The bear is going to consume this flower. And then he will go 5, 10, 15, and begin sniffing this flower, realizing that something is amiss. Let me see. He will begin looking around. Nyphix, I get a stealth check. Because you're so far the only one who's in question currently. You just need to beat a 14, so that's a meets it beats it. Thankfully, your spell.
16.
Yeah, you have a +2 in stealth.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good thing you
And
had
then
that
+4
spell.
as well. Mm-hmm.
All right. And this bear is going to come over and begin consuming this flower. Let me see if this bear really gives a shit at the moment. Okay, so he's responding to the noise. And he's got a much, much better eyesight, as this bear is going to spy both Razzik and Karrith hanging out by the trees. And you watch as the bear leans down and consumes the flower. Its arm's now glowing too. It moved like 5 feet, I think. Yeah. Burr has 40 feet of movement, so 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It'll get right here close to Razzik, but not enough to do anything. And you'll watch as he rears up on its hind legs and lifts his claws into the air. Wind now billowing through his claws, and you can feel the breeze coming off of this thing. It is fairly spectacular.
Back at the dog in.
All right.
And we will switch to battle music. As one of the bears
All right.
is Karrith, you are up.
All right. So, I don't know if that would... Is that close enough for the held action to be able to push up on him to stop him from getting on Razzik? Or he's not really attacking Razzik?
Right now, it looks like intimidation, trying to get Razzik to go away because he's approaching a flower.
Okay.
But he didn't get close enough to make an attack. Roll sense motive real quick.
Got you. That's 16 with the +2.
The bear is very much trying to intimidate Razzik away from the flower.
Okay.
It's acting more hostile than it's trying to be.
Okay. So, knowing that,
And you'll hear the
I'm-
fall out of it as he's trying to summon the other bears that are nearby.
all right. Karrith is gonna push a little bit then from the tree, and just try to be just as intimidating, and just yelling at it like, "Ah!" to scare it.
Farewell, Duality's ears. Roll intimidation.
Drums.
Sorry about that. I'll make sure to lean from my mic next time. Intimidation?
Yep.
That's a dirty 20.
All right. So the bear has noticed you and is now averting its eyes from Razzik to look at you, Karrith, and it's now confused and more about, oh shit, who's the bigger target? Wait, he's closer to the flower.
Okay.
And is that all you want to do with your turn?
I want to kind of push up and try to get between it and the flower and hopefully intimidate it enough to like push it away. Practically like a stand, push off the tree, scream at it
Roll CMB.
as I approach.
Yeah, roll CMB to see if you can push back. And I'll give you advantage because of your intimidation.
Ooh. Oh, advantage?
Yeah, because of your intimidation.
Well, that 8 and 7, saying 8 is what it's going to be.
You got those mama rolls.
I do. CMB. Just trying to find it real quick. So that's +8. So that's just 16.
You move yourself against the bear, and as you move yourself against the bear, you have your have you drawn your sword at all, or are you just like big?
No, just straight up hands up in the air and just moving to get between the flower and it, and hoping to kind of push it, like the move along flew away. Like go, you shoo.
As you get closer to this bear, you have realized the error of your ways, as this bear is easily 3 times your size, and you bump into the bear, and he just you, and you like lose your footing a little bit, and you're like, oh, this might be a problem.
Oh, all right.
All right, Nyphix, you are up.
We do what we can.
Right. Oh. Shit. All right. I want to zoom in. Good Christ.
No.
Nyphix is going to cast Compel Hostility on herself and push up between the 2 bears ahead of Razzik towards the other flower to gain the attention of the 2 bears.
All right. I see what you're attempting to do. We'll go there. So you're trying to draw the next attack that the bear will do to you instead. So you're going to want to get close to whatever bear you think is going to do the attack.
Yep, it lasts 4 rounds, and yeah. So we're just gonna push up between the two and draw both of their attention. So
I mean, your wings would definitely make you look a little bigger than them.
mm-hmm. Make it a little flashy as I go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So go ahead and move your token.
30 takes me. Yeah.
Okay. And is that your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Eelix, you are up.
Man, you guys are making me fight bears. Gonna make me fight bears.
Honestly, my move was not to fight the bear; it was to scare it off.
Yeah. It's like I just do not excel at these combat situations, at all.
Like this game is half combat.
It's like I know, like I gotta get my next level up. I'm gonna have to take some combat spells.
You could just assist Razzik.
How the hell am I gonna do that?
The fuck if I know.
You could just assist him. I don't know.
I'm just gonna have to like fucking crossbow this fucker. That's really gonna be about it. While I think of something else. Because next level I'm gonna need to take like magic missile or some shit. That is a miss on any day of the week. That is an 8 plus a... I don't know, maybe it might not be a miss. Where is my ranged combat? A 7, that's a 15.
That's a miss.
Yep.
Bears are tough.
By literally 1 point, but that's a miss.
Hey,
Game close.
I got close. I did a thing.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
The arrow flies across and hits the tree behind the bear. The bear sees the arrow fleck at it, and you'll see the rage begin building in his eye. The other bear is on target as well, and I'm not rolling for the bears. They will be entering combat at the end of this phase. Razzik, you are up.
I will stand up, walk over here, and get the last flower we need. No, I won't. It's a fucking
Roll a reflex save.
Take out your
Damn.
reflexes in there.
And with another commanding of air, you managed to narrowly avoid getting launched into the feet even higher because that was a bigger flower.
super.
All right. And with that, it is the bear's turn. And the bear is going to take Nyphix up on her offer. As he's realized shots have been fired at his friend. So this is going to be the one that's going to do it. He gets 2 attacks. Yes.
On both.
Yeah, it's a
Well, it
22
looked like-
at its lowest. All right. That is 8 points of air damage, 8 points of slashing damage, and you are grabbed. Oh, and sorry, you also have a plus 10. So, in grand total, 26 points of damage. And you're grabbed.
You hit me right unconscious, like right on the fucking head.
Oh my god, this is how it started out for me. Literally hit exactly. That's what took me out.
Had it not been the additional, I would have been fine. You just picked up a
Jesus.
fucking ragdoll.
Yep,
Yeah,
just
you
enough to
probably
knock you out and pick you up.
airtime from there. Yeah.
Nyphix, while you are used to flying at very high speeds, you are not used to 30-mile-per-hour winds hitting you in the face twice all at once, and you feel the air get ripped out of your system, and you just watch your eyes go wide, and you go limp. And the second bear, I'm not going to make it attack you twice, because technically compel hostility only procs once. It's going to take 2 swings at Karrith.
Alright.
Plus 13 plus 7 is 20.
Okay, so 20 should hit me.
All right. That's even crueler. That is an 8 sitting there, but I'm going to roll it again because I'm calling that cocked.
Nope, that's fine. Well, that's a 7. Or no, I'm fine if you want to go with that one. Was that really cocked at all?
It was going like this in my dice tray, and it was rocking back and forth between 8 and the 2 digits on the side of it. So that's why I was I'm calling that cocked because I don't know what that is, but it obviously was an 8. So you're going to take 6 points of air damage, and then 21 points of slashing damage.
So that's 27, no?
I believe so.
Okay.
10 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5 plus 2. 28.
Oh, 28. So I'll just add one more off it. There we go.
All right.
Am I grappled as well?
You are also grabbed.
Okay.
All right. So we got 2 in the bear hug. And Karrith, you are up. You hear your weapon jangling loosely from your back.
Jesus.
But the sheath,
did it grab? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the sheath is still holding it perfectly in place.
Okay. As this bear grabs me, does it grapple around my arms, or is this like it just is grappling over my shoulders?
It's grappling inside of you like barbs. It's gonna, because your arms are up like this. It comes in and catches you right through the ribs, and you have barbs now in both sides of your ribs lifting you up.
Jesus. Okay. Going right back into that mindset of like in the dungeon and that thing pushing me up against the wall and slamming me. I'm just gonna lift and try to grab the sword from my back and just swipe down onto it.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack roll. That is a hit.
Plus 9.
You're using a longsword, right?
Longsword has crit threat on 19, so you get to roll again.
Sword has crit threat on 19.
Okay, so 19 on the die, right? Not 19 overall.
19 on the die.
19 on the die.
Okay, because the attack bonus I'm getting on this is so that's 28 is the AC hit.
Okay. With my world, when you crit threat, you hit. Now you're just trying to find out if you hit or you crit. Roll the d20 again. It's just a flat d20 roll. If it's 10 or lower, it's just a normal hit. You got a 14, so that's a crit, my friend. Okay. Now let's talk about critical damage. With critical damage, a longsword normally deals an 1d8 plus your strength worth of damage. However, with a crit hit, there is 8 points added because that first die is topped out, and you just roll another one.
Okay, so 8 plus 8, 16 plus 7. So that's 23 damage onto this slice down.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just gripped up in the ribs and just immediately going back to that dungeon. I'm like, I have to fight my way out of this, and I just grip where I felt it jingling on my back in the sheath and just swipe it down.
And it comes out like butter. It is so easy to rip out of that sheath. And you slam it down and bring this bear almost to bloody real quick.
Okay.
Actually, you have bloodied this bear in one shot. All right.
It's good.
Is that the end of your turn?
I think so. I don't know if there's any other action I can do here. Because he's still grappling me? Or did that break the grapple?
Slicing him will give a bit of a relief. It'll lower his DC for the grapple. But if you use your move, you're going to want to use an escape artist check to pop out of the grapple.
Okay. Because I think that's what I want to do. Escape artist?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to just, as soon as I do that swipe down, I'm going to try to get my footing back to the ground to start dashing over to Nyphix.
All right. And that is going to...
plus 0, so it's just flat 15.
That's going to break the grapple. That's enough to break it.
Okay.
All right. And you said you want to get over to Nyphix, so feel free.
Yeah. Okay. Is this going to give it an attack of opportunity at all?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to risk it.
However, you crit hit the bear, so I'm going to give him disadvantage.
Okay.
However,
Just
what that's
bloodied
worth, I don't know, because the bears are rolling fucking insane.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm trying to think if I want to move there or there.
Karrith, nat 1. You get another hit, sir. Go ahead and roll your highest damage again.
My hit again or damage?
You get to roll another hit. So
Okay.
Go ahead and take an attack.
No. I'll take what I got. Like, just getting away was enough for me.
All right, so you feel the bear getting ready. You slam into the bear, and the bear reels back. You drop to your feet and try and dash away from the bear. The bear comes over to swing at you again, but you feel that breeze coming down the nape of your neck. You come up with the sword and parry the hand away, and you'll watch as the bear hits the tree as you start going around, and the tree just and obliterates where it was.
Jesus.
And you are now over by Nyphix and that bear. And with that, it is now Nyphix's turn. Death saving throw, and you don't got to worry because you're not in the negatives yet.
Yet, he says confidently.
All right, so it's still 0-0.
Okay.
All right. With that, Eelix, it's your turn. Oh, actually, I'm going to give Nyphix some information.
So, what's the deal with the 23 on that bear again?
That's the damage it took.
How much damage it took.
Okay. All right.
It's only freshly 23 years old.
Yeah. Shibby. Let's see what do I got. Do I got anything that's really going to be cool here that I could use? Well, I got some frostbolts left. Not many. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Let's try frostbolting this one that's damaged.
Okay.
Actually, this is probably stupid, but let's go ahead and try sleeping it. It probably has it probably has more hit dice than that, but
it unfortunately does. The hit dice for sleep is 4, and these guys have 5.
Yeah. Damn. Well, in that case, I learned something, and I'm gonna hide behind the tree. Missed by one last round. Learned that they're one above this round.
All right. And Razzik, you are up.
I will
I didn't roll for the tree.
I will move over to here. As I'm moving, I'm going to pull out a potion and give Nyphix a Cure Light Wounds potion.
All right. The bear immediately sees you while still Nyphix is just trying to intimidate you to get away from its meal.
Right, because practically she's still grappled.
How do I want to rule this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say make a CMB check and see if you can beat the bear's grapple. If you fail, no worries. You get to keep your potion, but you don't get to give it to Nyphix. However, that would still be your turn, so it's up to you if you want to do that.
I'm thinking about it.
Also, keep in mind, the bear goes next, so...
Right. Yeah, I'll give her a shot. That's a 15.
Okay.
Also, I have to fix that.
Good puppies.
We have to be so careful with this too, because if these two bears get involved before we're done with these ones, we're kind of screwed.
Yep. You ain't wrong.
All right. So with that, Razzik, did you decide on something?
Yeah. CMB 15.
CMB 15. That doesn't beat the CMD, but that does beat the grapple. And it will bring her up and healthy, which will be a good thing because I'm going to bite her.
Okay.
I'm either going to bite her or I'm going to chuck her. It's one way or the other. I haven't rolled to figure that part out yet.
All right, well.
I think I just figured out what part I'm doing.
You can 9 HP, which is the maximum you could get.
All
Nice.
right. All right. So, Nyphix, you wake up once more and feel the pain inside as this bear has you. And then you feel yourself get tossed up into the air and grabbed by the feet by these barbs once more, and the bear is going to use improvised weapon.
Oh my
shit.
god, are you serious?
No, you're not.
Holy shit!
And Razzik, do you dodge or do you catch? Here's the easy over or under. If you catch, I'm gonna give you a grapple check to try and pull Nyphix off of the bear and save her. If you dodge, you don't take damage, and I'm going to put Nyphix's head into the ground like an emu.
Oh my god.
So you will take damage if you try to grapple her, but there's a chance that you could pull her away.
All right, let's take the fucking hit. Here we go.
All right. So make a CMB check to try and pull her away.
You got it. You got it.
And I don't think I can assist in this, can I?
Nope.
You know what? You ran over there to help out, but
Okay, that's a fucking 21. Let's go,
Okay.
baby.
but let's actually play with that. I like that. Karrith,
Give you a what?
give me a CMB as well. Let's
Okay.
add something minute to it. Now, all right. So with that,
Jesus.
Karrith, you watch her go up, and you are in somewhat of a shock. You are going to try and grab her, but now she is up in the air about 12 feet, or 15 feet, given the bear is 12 feet tall. And as she comes down at Razzik, Razzik will take 4 plus 5 points of damage for 9, and he rips Nyphix off and pulls Nyphix out of the bear's hand. Nyphix takes no damage thanks to Razzik grabbing her and taking the hit.
I grab her and slide backwards with her in my arms. I got you. I got you.
All right.
There's
And
definitely going to be some fucking flailing and cursing there, because Jesus shit.
And with that, now that Karrith is out of the way of the bear, I need to, out of the way of the bear and Eelix, who was the one who shot him, but Karrith critted him. I'm going to give a percentile dice check to see if he goes after Karrith, who actually did damage to him, or if he goes after Eelix, who fired a warning shot. I'm skewing this heavily in Karrith's favor.
I wanted to ask a question, though. Did you want me to roll at what part of his face I sliced? Because, like, if it messes with its eyes or messes with its nose, it's going to go for what senses work better. And that might help in your favor.
Well, in this instance, it was a 1 to 25. I charged Eelix down and finally put some hit point damage on him. 26 or higher, I charge Karrith down, get him in the flank attack. And, well, I'm sorry about what happens next, I suppose. We might have a party death on our hands here.
Okay.
And Karrith never wanted to be in between two bears. Or maybe he did, I don't know, just not these bears. Ooh, okay. Hold on. We have a 2 plus 7 for 9, which is going to be a miss. Wait, hold on. For 9, and then plus 2 for flanking is 11. I don't think an 11 hits you.
11 does not hit me. I'm 19 on armor.
In which case, 11 plus 7 plus 2 will hit you, because that brings it straight to fucking the threshold. You will take 2 points of air damage and 7 points of slashing damage for 9 in total.
9 total. Okay.
All right. And more bears. Bear!
Figured as much. Bear here! The bears!
They come in angry and pissed off and threatening. And they see where the bears are attacking. So they're probably going to hold up on that next round. But they're currently coming in and just being pissed. Karrith, you are up between a bear and a bear place.
It's like being in a continual car accident.
Okay, whose turn is it?
Yours.
Yeah.
Man.
If you have tumble or acrobatics, I suggest you tumble your ass out of that situation immediately. Even if you have to just roll your dex, because you're going to die.
So, this is what I'm thinking. I seen that flower burst things into the air, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Twice.
Is it possible for me to inadvertently like tumble, but I'm going to try to stab the root incorrectly on the flower in under this healthy bear?
That flower has already exploded.
Okay.
That's why.
Does that mean it's exploded and it's done, or is it just something that happens when it does?
My understanding is it's toast. It's gone. It's not there. It's broken. It's unusable. But I could be wrong.
Okay. Is that how that is?
That's a fucking GM question. I have no idea.
Okay.
One more time with the question. I wasn't paying attention. I was busy.
It's all right. No worries. I just was wondering, the blue flowers that you have marked, does that mean they still can't do that air burst if they're hitting the roots again?
You don't know. It's a new type of flower.
Ooh,
Okay.
This
Because
is
what I
I'm happy about it. Let's go.
Yeah, because what I want to do is purposely like death tumble under this bear to try to stab the root of this incorrectly to cause it to airburst it off of me.
Interesting. All right. So with that, it would incur an attack of opportunity because you have to move forward.
Yeah, because I'll be lunging. Yeah, I'll be lunging away from the other one. It's practically going to be all in one move.
And I would require a reflex saving throw unless you want to just grab onto the bear and see if you can use it as a foot pillow to cushion your fall.
I mean, if possible, I could try to grab around its hind leg as I stab into the root, so that if it goes flying, I go with it.
Okay. So let's work it this way. Number one, attack of opportunity. Let's see if you're still breathing.
Okay. So
17 plus 2 for 19 on the dot.
yeah, meets it, beats it. You got it.
All right. 7 plus 5 for 12. Are you conscious?
I am no longer conscious. I am -10.
Damn!
It was worth a shot, though.
All right. So with that, as you go to tumble underneath the one bear to shit gully, you feel a scratch down your back and a burst of wind. And weirdly, the scratch is just numbed. Like somebody just drew a line of red hot fire and lidocaine down your back. It was so quick. And you go.
Ugh. I just fall.
Nyphix, you are up. You will probably notice that the bear tried to beat you. Beat Razzik with you. Is still looking at you, mighty pissed.
Oh, I bet. Both within. Okay. Can only do this once. Gotta figure out what order I want to do this. That's the problem. I know I want to use calm emotions on the two that are right here in front of us. Because it's not going to reach the other two, unfortunately. At least get them calm long enough for Razzik and Karrith and I to move back. at least towards where Eelix is, in a form of retreat, so we're not fully surrounded by bears.
Creatures in a 20-foot radius spread.
Uh-huh.
All right.
That's why I know it's not going to reach the other two.
So you're only trying to calm the two that are right here?
Yeah. Because there's no way in hell it's going to get the other two.
Okay. They got a will save to negate. Bear with 23. That is 13 plus 5 for 18. Nat 20 plus 5 for 25. I don't think they want to be calm.
I'd say.
You were like, hey, bears, be calm. And they're like,
would I be calm after this?
you asked me
How about
with a job sword.
Yeah, how about I slash you in the face with a sword and you see if you calm down? Thank God we don't speak to animals, because that's probably how that conversation would go.
Right?
I just imagine a druid cast speak with animals as both of these bears are just punching the shit out of Karrith's body. And you just hear the bears with speak to animal go, get his shoes! Get his shoes!
The animals in this world are very different from the animals in mine.
Where's Pontius?
Get his shoes!
All right. So, anything else you want to do on your turn?
Whose turn?
How close would you say Karrith's unconscious feet would be to my distance?
About 5 feet. Roughly the size of one block.
Uh-huh. So would you say if I were to, I don't know, belly flop forward, I could drag his body back to us?
There's a lot of problems with what you just said.
Yeah, I know.
You would incur at least 1, maybe 2 attacks of opportunity.
Oh, I know.
It would be 1. The one bear has already gotten his attack of opportunity. And if it hits you, you're prone. That's coup de grace. You're gonna get crit.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you can't run in, lean down, grab, and drag, and tag. But, that's still an attack of opportunity because you're trying to drag someone out. But you're not going to get crit in that factor.
You have,
Yeah.
I only gave you 9 HP, so you have, I don't need less than 9, I would assume.
No, I have 9.
Oh.
Yeah, she got smacked down to 0.
If you get hit, you'll probably go down again.
Oh, yeah. You fucking kidding me?
They do 5 damage base, and then add 2 die on top of that.
Mm-hmm. And 2 other dies if the other hits hit.
Oh shit, I didn't roll something.
Oh god!
Hey, Duality, asking for...
Ignore me, Spike! Ignore me! I'm dead!
Asking for a friend, which bear did you hit with the sleep spell?
Who would have been the
Someone.
23?
Okay, so, Karrith, I'm gonna need you to remove 6 points of that damage that I dealt, because he no longer has the air inside of him.
Okay, well, I'm still...
Instead, inside the crystals, you're going to see a pink, dreamy mist. But you're, already unconscious, so you didn't have to worry about the sleep.
Yeah.
You just got out of
Right, I'm just -4 now.
Yeah.
That's all.
You still took a nap, just a different type of nap. And I'm going to quickly... This bear is... And this bear is... And those bears are just bears currently. They haven't eaten any.
I guess,
Actually, you know what? Because it's funny.
Well, now we know what they were doing.
Right.
They have little aquariums in their claws.
I guess Nyphix can't not attempt to at least help Karrith, knowing that he's stuck in between these two bears the way that he is. So she is going to attempt to remove him. So she's going to take partial flight and try to grab him on her way through the two of them.
All right. The one bear has already burned his attack of opportunity, and he does not have combat reflexes, so he will not get another one. It is just going to be one bear attempting to smack a fly. Let's see what happens. These dice do not like Sweet Mama, so...
No, they don't.
It's going to be an 8 plus 7 plus 2 for 17.
She's not flanked.
She will when she comes through to grab.
Oh,
Yep, because she'll be turning her back to them with that movement.
So that's 17. Does that hit you?
On a 12? Yes.
Oof. 9 on the die and 5 extra.
It's like Christ.
So the wing spreads. She dashes into the center. She goes to take flight and just hear, "Ah!"
Jesus.
And she goes into the ground.
And I thought gathering was going to be the easy job.
Yeah.
All right, Eelix's turn.
Had a good streak.
Actually, hold on, because I didn't roll for the fucking... Bat. All right. Razzik, you will notice that the tree behind you has a shift in its energy.
What kind of shift?
As you look up, the citrons on that tree have gone out.
Oh, shit.
Touch it, feed
That's
it,
not
and
good.
magic.
It's currently Eelix's turn.
Oh,
Now, hold on a
shit.
second.
Though I will allow a knowledge arcane roll in the interim. Determine something. Well, it'll be knowledge planes in this case.
Oh, God, this is... Wait a second. Wait a a second. Those scrolls I had from before that I didn't use when we were doing the thing, did they get taken out of inventory? Because I only pulled Crush out. Or whatever the hell his name was. Mr. Ogre, like, rawr,
yep.
Says one word. Club. Club, that's right. I only use club.
Yeah, no. You would still have the other scroll.
I'm going to pop that scroll.
How much gold do you feed the scroll?
I thought it was already paid out when it was made.
I mean, you are a man of business. They weren't. You had Blondie.
Yeah.
She didn't pop. But if you sweeten the deal, you might get them both and get them faster. These scrolls work as bartering chips.
Yeah. But I'd like to get his club back.
Club seal, however, is gone. So you
Yeah.
only have, once he's used, he's gone.
Yeah, how much money do I have? That's the fucking question. Looks like I got around 250 left. You know what? Like, I'm gonna do this, and if this doesn't work, you know, Eelix is not a stand and die kind of guy. Like, he does not want to get eaten by bears. So I'm gonna pump the last of my money into this, because there's no sense in having any money, and I can always get more. And if this doesn't work, well, you guys are gonna go the way of the grizzly man, and I'm gonna go have a beer. So, and he walked away. 250, man. I'm dropping 250 on it.
All right.
That'd be 350.
Tree fitty.
Oh, damn, wrong.
With that, you will watch as the scroll lights up.
I'm broke, by the way, everybody. Be happy. Let's say I don't try to help you guys.
And two rogues. One has blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail. She's dressed in her studded leather armor. She has a hand crossbow hanging off her belt, and a rapier in her hand. And the other one is dressed as well, studded leather armor, has black hair that slows down to right at her shoulder level, and she is holding a short sword in her own. She goes, good to meet you, boss. What are we doing?
We got to get them out of there because they're about to get eaten, and we can't have them get eaten, so we need to take care of these bears.
On it. And Blondie's going to take after one, and Danielle is going to take the other. And... Beep.
Son of a bitch.
8 plus 3, that is unfortunately going to miss. And 13 plus 3, that's a 16. So Air Bear is fucking touched.
Yay!
Great job, Danielle.
Let's double dutch these motherfuckers.
And that is going to be 9 damage to Air Bear. As they are coming in and attempting to try and pull. And yes, they will successfully pull.
They what?
Their
What?
taunting attack has worked.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do on your turn? That was your main action to summon, your bonus action to...
Oh, man. Thanks for all the fish. Hey, Razzik, get them the fuck out of there. I'm going to back up. backup for the time being.
All right, Razzik, you are up. Both of their attacks of opportunity are currently spent. So with a good enough strength roll, you can probably scoop up both of these guys by their fucking short hairs and run them out. Not far, but you can do it.
I have a +1 to strength, so I don't think that'll be the play.
You can grab. Do you have any more potions?
Yeah, I have more potions.
Feed them potions and let's boogie.
It is a standard action to feed somebody a potion, but Karrith's action would come up first above Nyphix's.
That puts me in between two bears. So
The bears are currently taunted.
alright.
They're not a danger to you.
will-
I don't have any potions, so I'm useless now. I did the thing that I can do.
I'm gonna walk right through to this side and give Karrith a potion.
All right. Go ahead and roll that sweet health.
You get 9 or 8 points, bruh.
See, aren't you happy I took that 6 damage away from you?
Yeah, it's
What's up?
Saved it.
I said, aren't you happy I took that 6 damage away from you? So that actually
Right? Now I'm back up to +4.
All right, and Razzik, anything else you want to do on your turn?
I moved and I gave a potion. That's a turn, bruh.
I mean, you could split move in action. You had 5. It's only 20 feet to get there. You can move 10 more feet.
Oh, then yeah, fucking right. I'll go 5 feet and 10 feet right here by this tree.
10 feet there.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. No. Yeah, 10 feet there. All right. Bear's turn. Let's see if the girls live to see another day. No.
Alright!
Holy shit.
Double 18! They come in with a combo move. Stands come out of nowhere. Start or-oring them into the ground.
Well, that's
Burn to
318.
dust.
So everybody just got fucking another 200 gold pieces into their bags for no reason. As the fucking... I think you guys have gotten more free gold from me killing you than you have from rolling.
Yes. Practically the equivalent of like hawk and then throwing gold at us.
Every kind of gold is gold. I don't have to work for it. No.
Blondie takes 23 points of damage. And Danielle is going to take 14 points of damage. And Blondie is currently grabbed. Bloop. All right. Karrith, it is your turn.
Did Razzik leave a health potion for me to give Nyphix?
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%.
I was just wondering because I don't know if that would take a bonus action or anything for you to do that.
I don't.
It would be it's technically a free action to drop something.
Okay.
Yeah, I dropped an extra potion there. Sure.
Okay. Then I'm gonna take that attempt. That's an action to go ahead and give that to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now let's see if
All
you
right,
get her
it's-
1d8.
Is
plus
it
1.
1d8 plus 1?
Friend.
Mm-mm.
Does 4 help you?
At the
No.
same time, you purchased a Cure Moderate Wounds potion. So if you wanted to give her the Cure Moderate Wounds, you get another d8 on top of that plus 2.
Oh. I didn't know I had health potions on me.
Yeah, you purchased a Cure Moderate and you were back in town. You bought it for 300.
I thought I was doing that for Razzik, but okay.
Oh.
So that's another 5 points on top of that.
Okay.
Are you conscious now?
What's the total of that?
5 plus 4 for 9.
That brings me.
It was only
No, it was 4 the first time, and the second time was what?
5.
4. Was 4 3? 4.
I'm very confused.
That brings.
So
yeah.
it is 2d8s plus 3.
Oh, okay, for the
okay.
moderate.
You roll a 3 and a 3, that's 6, plus 3 more is 9.
Okay.
Gotcha. So that brings me to 4.
Like 4 over, correct?
4 over.
Okay.
All right.
So you're in the same boat as I am.
Uh-huh.
Did I only buy one of those potions, by the way?
That
Yeah.
you did.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So I'll keep that in my inventory like I just used it then.
All right. So with that, Karrith, you still have a move and a bonus action.
Can I use this bonus action to... I don't know if that's going to help. Because if she's grappled... I want to get her out of that grapple, Blondie. But I don't think a bonus action would be able to do that.
I don't know if Eelix shared the information that he got with these scrolls. They're not physically here.
Oh, okay.
So if they die, they just pop and they go back into the world.
I see. Okay.
The contracts have a certain amount of their health into it. So once that health has been exceeded, they pop. And yes, any remaining damage they have will hit their physical body. So if they took 1,000 points of damage, they're dead. There's no fixing that. But if they take 25 points of damage and they only had 20 health, they will go back to their body and go unconscious.
I see. Okay. So, is it possible with a bonus action then to just kind of hold up and make sure Nyphix is able to get her move on so that I'm just protecting her on her move to get to that tree?
We'll say that you move with Nyphix.
Yeah,
And
I just want to hold and make sure she's there.
And I'll make
I
sure
don't
that
want to
when
run.
I make this attack of opportunity, because I do have one attack of opportunity because I got a free hand with air. It'll be on Karrith's AC, not Nyphix's.
Okay.
All right. With that,
Makes sense.
Nyphix, do you run?
Yes. But as I do, can I actually inflict wounds on air?
Yeah, totally. Is there a save for inflict wounds?
Actually?
We'll save for half.
15.
15 on the die.
That's actually worse.
10, that's 5. 5 is the damage.
All right.
And then run.
All right. So with that, air changes over to necrotic. You'll see the wind bursts inside the sides turn into these almost ashy blackened vapors that are now inside of those crystals. And as you run, he gets an attack of opportunity. Here it comes. Here it comes. And that is 12 plus 5 for 17. That's before 12 plus 7 for 19. Sorry. Before
that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that hits me. I'm getting hit with that necrotic damage too.
That is 6 necrotic damage and 7 piercing damage. Necrotic damage lowers his maximum HP, by the way.
So that was 6 plus 7, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll have 6 less max HP until you have a long rest.
Okay.
But with that, since Nyphix is already moving with you, conscious, And God, this is just fucking all sorts of shitty now. It's technically a standard action to grab your ass.
Well, I mean, this was to protect her on her move, so where's she moving to?
She'd be moving.
Like, where are you moving to?
I would have been moving forward with you. So if he hits you, I would end up you'd end up falling on me and I'd end up catching you. So that would be no movement.
Let's do this. I know.
Because, yeah, the whole attack opportunity was to save you on your move. That was the whole point.
Uh-huh.
You don't have a standard action. I'm going to be forgiving today. Roll a strength check. I know it's your worst score, but if you get high on your strength check, you grab Karrith and move with him half of your move speed up to where Razzik is. If you roll low on your strength check, Karrith falls on you and you get stalled right where you are. There we go.
Shit.
The dice have finally spoken. And as Karrith goes unconscious, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I guess it was in that way of just trying to move, get like attacked from behind, and I just like flop onto the back of your wings.
Giggity.
And I'm just going to attach Karrith to Nyphix. As Nyphix has found her mom energy and her danger. And if you guys are so inclined, at this point in time, with Blondie and Danielle occupying them, the other bears are going to and start messing up the girls, and you guys can escape at this point. It's on you if you want to escape or if you want to stay the fight.
Let's get the hell out of here.
All right. So, leaving Blondie and Danielle behind to fend for themselves, King Arthur runs away. And you will hear the girls' pained anguish as they are getting the shit kicked out of them right now. It does not feel good, but they will live. They will live, and they will... And Eelix, as you are running away from this fight, in the top left corner of your HUD, you see a phrase. They will remember this.
Yeah. I
I
figured.
love that.
And with that, the battle ends, and you have 4 out of your necessary 5. But with life once more and the mission not quite over, could stall for time before going back in there and trying to pick another one or finding another spot to see if you can ascertain one.
I feel like finding another spot is the play. You know, even if it takes hours, finding one that isn't guarded by bears might be an intelligent choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Also,
at least we got 4.
Secondary question, because I don't want to dick anybody here. Are you guys going to rest up to nurse and heal these wounds and talk about shit before you
I mean, I'm unconscious. I really can't make this decision.
Yeah, well, there's gonna have to be some resting. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts around that.
Yeah, I gotta get the imprint of Sweet Mama out of my chest. Sleep sounds wonderful.
All right. So I will leave it to an RP moment here. And then I think we can wrap up the session quite nicely at this point.
Okay.
With you guys on your way back to town after acquiring your last flower from anywhere but here.
Correct.
You guys set up camp for a quick minute to eat and rest and recover some hit dice on rest. chewing on your rations and noticing the trees in the area are taking on a bit of breeze. Anything you guys would like to do at this moment?
I'll make scrolls.
I don't think you would be able to make scrolls on a short rest. It would be too short.
Then I'll think about making scrolls. And I'll do it later.
Well,
Fantasize about making those scrolls. They're going to be such good scrolls. Premium parchment.
So much damage. Gonna be great.
well, just so everybody knows and understands, I can never use scrolls like that again. And we are going to have to be not be able to go back to that town. Those people are, they're not happy with me.
What even were those, Eelix?
So that was the plan to get you out of the first place initially. Think of them as a projection of sorts. Not exactly. They're people. They are people, but they're not exactly people. They're like a fragment of a person. Goddamn dog. So it's like they got mauled by a bear, but they didn't actually get mauled by the bears. So needless to say, they're not happy with me, but they're in one piece. They're alive. They're just a little upset.
Well, I would hope we didn't leave real people back there to be mauled by bears, but...
Well, they're real people, but that wasn't really them.
Yes. I get that part.
I will leave it up to individual backstories if you would know what hireling scrolls are, but hireling scrolls are kind of popular ways how to get guild contracts to other guilds and to make coin. They are exceedingly expensive to make, but for those who make them, they're usually big button business. And they are basically relationship dependent. Blondie and Danielle were freed from jail by you guys, so they had a positive outlook on you, and this happened, and you dashed, so their outlook went from positive back down to neutral with a bit of might shit in your tool chest.
Even though they should have totally expected that to happen.
It's kind of like when you're when you summon a creature into the world. And then it goes, what would you have me do, Master? And you go, see that portal of swirling energy? I want you to go in there and find out what's on the other side. And it goes, Master, is that death? And you go,
Maybe.
Maybe.
But you're getting paid to do a thing, so go do the thing.
What's my purpose? To figure it out.
You pass with butter.
Oh my god.
Either you'll come out of the portal or there'll be a lot of blood coming out of the portal. Either way, I find out what happened.
Mm-hmm. So.
Well, as that conversation, I guess, ends and we kind of finish up our resting, I'm gonna kind of walk over to Karrith and ask him if we can talk in private about something. See if we can't go off somewhere that I can't discuss something with him.
Am I still unconscious then?
You wouldn't be.
You guys have started up the short rest, and you've gotten your hit points back to regain consciousness. But at this point in time, you're also kind of blinking, hazy, faded. You feel that list between the two worlds pulling you once more.
Okay. So I would take it that Karrith hears you trying to ask him something, and he would just barely open his eyes a little bit and go like, okay, where do you need to talk? What do you need to talk about?
Nyphix at this point, she's not gonna really care whether or not he's like fully aware, as long as he's able to like hear her. And she's gonna start talking about the way that the worms were reacting inside the jail and how they originally wanted, like, the way that they had reacted to her when they were inside Roland, and how they, for some reason, started off wanting her death. That's why Roland was after her. He seemed to be controlled by them. They seemed to want my death for some reason, even though I was infected. The worms that were in him awfully seemed to want me off of this plane of existence, but something changed when I commanded them. And controlled them in a way. And now they seem to want to stay inside. They want to. They almost seem to revere me.
He's gonna set up a little bit on his elbow as best he can. You can control them.
I guess. I don't know. Do your worms react differently when with us being around each other?
Bow. When I saw you in that dungeon, they told me to bow. And when I refused it, it was as if every organ in my body tried to squeeze itself apart. It was as if their teeth latched deeper into me. The only thing they've been reacting differently with me is I feel like I can sense other ones that are afflicted. But if anything, they react the same way as bacteria reacts in our stomachs. They haven't tried to manipulate or become docile. They're neutral. But it seems like yours has now a demanding presence, for whatever reason.
See, but that's not how they were when I was reinfected. Karrith, it was worse than the first infection. God, it was like standing on the battlefield again, hearing the screams of people out there. I could hear them screaming inside me, like they were seeing the dead corpses of the worms that were inside me from before. They were terrified to be reinfecting me. And then now they want to be a part of me. One, they want to command with me other people, other infected. They don't want my death anymore.
What you're explaining to me sounds like there's a definite power struggle happening more than just you. It's happening to all of us.
Just promise me something, Karrith. If I change for whatever reason, just don't actually let that happen.
Nyphix, as you're having this, that Karrith is feeling pain, and when you asked him to promise, you can see that he's starting to whinge, and it's almost like he's being stabbed in the ears.
It won't let you, will it?
I promise.
Don't worry about it, Karrith. I'll make sure it doesn't get to that.
Know what you need. What you need to understand is that if you wish that of me, then I ask the same of you.
Nyphix will put her hand on Karrith's shoulder and just kind of look down at him, and you know that I would never let you get to the point that you wouldn't recognize yourself.
He puts his hand up on yours and he says, sadly, you have already witnessed that.
And Karrith falls unconscious. He will land on his back, guided down by you as he goes. And as you immediately go into and you check his eyes, they are no longer the colors that they normally are. They are colored as blackened voids, glittering starlight. And it's right there where we'll end the session for tonight.